Have you ever found yourself tangled in the complexities of your own mind, yearning to unravel the mysteries within? Today we're exploring the enigmatic ego. Imagine peeling away the layers of perception and understanding the driving force behind your thoughts and actions. What if I told you this exploration could be the key to unlocking a more enlightened version of yourself? Stay tuned as we journey through the captivating world of the ego, igniting the spark of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. In the realm of psychology, the ego stands as a central pillar in understanding the human psyche. Sigmund Freud, the pioneer of psychoanalysis, divided the human mind into three fundamental components: the ID, the ego, and the superego. The ID embodies our primal instinctual desires seeking immediate gratification. It operates on the pleasure principle, seeking pleasure and avoiding pain at all costs. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the superego, the moral compass of our psyche. It incorporates societal and parental values, representing what is right and morally acceptable. Now, nestled in between the ID and the superego is the ego, often considered the rational and conscious mediator. It operates on the reality principle, aiming to fulfill the desires of the ID in a manner that is socially appropriate and realistic. The ego balances the ID's impulsive urges with the superego's moral constraints, finding a middle ground for decision-making and action. This delicate equilibrium within the human psyche defines our behaviors, choices, and interactions, shedding light on the complexities of our consciousness. How does this understanding of the ego shape our day-to-day decisions and interactions with the world around us? Across diverse spiritual and philosophical traditions, the concept of ego holds a profound significance. In many Eastern philosophies, like Buddhism and Hinduism, ego is often seen as a construct of the mind, creating an illusion of separateness and fueling desires and attachments. Attaining spiritual enlightenment often involves transcending this illusion, the ego dissolution. It's the shedding of our ego-driven identifications and attachments, allowing us to perceive the interconnectedness of all existence. Imagine the ego as a dense fog that obscures the sunrise. The fog represents our self-imposed barriers, fears, and attachments, blocking the brilliance of our true essence, the sun. As we start dissipating this fog through spiritual practice and self-awareness, the sun's rays begin to break through, illuminating our being. The journey towards ego dissolution is akin to watching the fog lift, revealing the beauty and interconnectedness of life. Just like the sun's radiance, our authentic selves shine through, unburdened by the confines of ego. Through this analogy, we understand that by letting go of the ego, we unveil our true radiant selves, connecting with the world and embracing the harmony that underpins existence. The ego plays a fundamental role in shaping our sense of identity and self-image. It's the lens through which we view ourselves, the amalgamation of our thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. Ego molds our consciousness into our perceived identity. It constructs the story we tell ourselves about who we are, our roles, accomplishments, and the labels we attach to ourselves. However, this construction is often influenced by external factors, societal expectations, and cultural norms. As we ponder ego's impact on identity, a key question arises: how do external factors shape our authentic selves in possessions, relationships, and achievements? This egoic self-concept is intimately tied to our attachments. The more we attach our identity to external factors, the more fragile and impermanent our self-image becomes. Material possessions, for instance, can become symbols of status and success, and when attached to our ego, they dictate our worth and self-esteem. Similarly, relationships can define us. The titles of a parent, partner, or friend can become integral to our sense of self. And achievements, though important, can sometimes define our self-worth if excessively tied to our ego. Recognizing this interplay is crucial, as it allows us to foster a healthier relationship with our ego and cultivate a more authentic, resilient sense of self beyond external validations. Distinguishing between ego-driven behavior and actions aligned with our authentic self is at the core of self-awareness and spiritual growth. Ego-driven behavior is often rooted in fear, insecurity, and the need for validation from external sources. It seeks to protect our self-image and maintain a particular societal or self-imposed identity. In contrast, actions stemming from our authentic self are guided by our core values, true desires, and an innate understanding of our purpose. It represents the unfiltered expression of who we genuinely are, beyond societal expectations and judgments. Aligning with our authentic self is paramount for spiritual growth, as it allows us to shed layers of pretense and illusion. When we embrace our authentic selves, we connect with a deeper understanding of life and our place in it. Authenticity cultivates a sense of peace and fulfillment, promoting genuine connections with others and fostering empathy and compassion. It paves the way for a more meaningful, purpose-driven existence, where our actions resonate with our inner truth. By prioritizing authenticity over ego-driven behaviors, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening, propelling us toward a more enlightened and harmonious life. But how does embracing our true selves influence the authenticity of our relationships? The ego holds immense sway over our relationships, often acting as a silent force that shapes our interactions with others. It can manifest as a need for control, a desire to be right, or an insatiable hunger for validation and attention. When driven by ego, relationships can become battlegrounds for dominance, power struggles, or competitions for approval. Egocentric behavior can hinder empathy and understanding, leading to misunderstandings and conflict. On the other hand, cultivating egoless or ego-aware relationships involves transcending our self-centered tendencies. It requires self-reflection and the willingness to let go of our need to always be right or in control. Practicing active listening, empathy, and embracing vulnerability can pave the way for more meaningful connections. When we approach relationships with humility and a genuine concern for the well-being of others, we create a nurturing environment where trust and authenticity can flourish, resulting in bonds that are truly fulfilling and enriching. Fear is a formidable underpinning of the ego, often guiding its actions and reactions. Rooted in insecurity, the ego seeks to protect and validate itself, perpetuating a constant cycle of fear. It fears judgment, failure, rejection, and the unknown. This fear-driven ego can lead to defensive behaviors, overreactions, and a constant need for external validation. Overcoming fear and reducing ego-driven reactions requires a conscious effort to acknowledge and understand these fears. Through self-awareness, mindfulness, and introspection, we can begin to recognize the patterns of fear that trigger ego-driven responses. By embracing vulnerability and challenging our fears, we loosen the grip of the ego. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, and grounding techniques can help us stay present and calm, enabling us to respond from a place of authenticity rather than react from a place of fear. Over time, this shift empowers us to navigate life with a greater sense of peace and authenticity, free from the constraints of an overactive ego. The journey toward ego transformation is a profound undertaking, inviting us to move from a state of self-centeredness to one of balance and compassion. The first step often involves self-awareness, recognizing the patterns and behaviors associated with the ego. Through introspection and mindfulness, we observe our reactions and motivations without judgment, gaining valuable insights into the workings of our ego. Following this, cultivating empathy and compassion for oneself and others is crucial. This involves understanding that everyone is on their unique journey, and our perspectives may differ. Engaging in acts of kindness and practicing gratitude helps shift the focus from me to we, fostering a more compassionate outlook. Another step in this transformative journey is letting go of attachment to outcomes and relinquishing the need for validation from external sources. Embracing failure as an opportunity for growth and success as a chance to share with others helps loosen the grip of the ego. Moreover, dedicating time to meaningful practices like meditation, journaling, or engaging in spiritual pursuits can deepen our understanding of the self and the ego's role in our lives. This journey is ongoing, emphasizing the importance of continuous self-reflection and growth. It's not about completely eradicating the ego, but about integrating it into our authentic selves, nurturing a compassionate and balanced way of being. As we navigate our spiritual journey, understanding and transcending the ego becomes a pivotal endeavor. Take a moment to reflect. How does your ego influence your thoughts, decisions, and interactions with the world? Recognize its presence, acknowledge its fears and desires, and discern the ways it shapes your perception of reality. Embrace the power to rise above the limitations it imposes. Your spiritual journey is an opportunity for transformation, a chance to shift from the confines of ego to a boundless, compassionate state of being. It's about recognizing that you are not just the sum of your fears and desires. You are a vast, infinite being capable of profound love and understanding. So as you venture forward on your path, let awareness be your guide, gently nudging you toward a harmonious coexistence with your ego. Let this understanding kindle the flames of wisdom within, inviting you to embrace a deeper connection with your authentic self and ultimately with the world around you. If you gained value from this video, we would love to hear from you in the comments, as we are all on this journey together. Subscribe to the Inner Spark Society and unleash the boundless potential of your spiritual journey. Thank you for watching.